All right. I think we are live and direct online this evening. And viewers at home. All right. Viewers at home, the much awaited, the much publicized, the much talked about program is here today. I have with me the Ojos in the house. They will say Ojos sinle ọmọ adìẹ dàgbà. Tí òjò bá wà nílé á ti gbé ìyá ẹ̀ pàjẹ́. A wá decide láti kó gbogbo ọmọ.
They're not ìyá òjò.
Ìyá adìẹ.
A ti gbé ìyá adìẹ ni, a ti gbé ìyá adìẹ pàjẹ́. A wá kó gbogbo ọmọ adìẹ yẹn. Ó dọ̀nà ọjà. Fíì alọ́ta. I appreciate you, sir and ma, for taking your time to be on this program today. Viewers at home, if you are watching us, this is Marriage is Beautiful, and in a special program called Marriage Affairs, where we discuss all things about marriage. We have in the house today Mr. and Mrs. Ojo, all the way from Nigeria. And this is a couple I can beat my chest. I've known at least for 29 years. 29 years, yes, I'm right. I first get to meet them 1991. Yeah, almost 30 years now, towards the tail end of 1991. I think around December or there about 1991. So it's about 29 years plus going to 30 right now. And I can vouch and beat my chest. They've been married for about 23 years. And they've been a friend of this family. So I've been bringing in couple, but I would say I'm bringing a friend and a senior colleague today. You are in for a wonderful time at home. I want everybody to sit. Find a place to sit.
Grab your coffee if it's necessary.
Grab your coffee if it's necessary.
Yeah.
Get some popcorn as if you are in the theater.
Exactly.
And relax and enjoy the next 1 beautiful hours. Welcome with me, Mr. and Mrs. Ojo.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, so before we dive right into the program, we just want Mama to, what am I going to ask? Okay, let me say, Mama, I think last week I was talking about when Daddy gets angry. Okay, today, let me ask Daddy, how do you calm Mama when she gets angry? Like, just show us how you calm her. Do you pet her? Do you beg her? What do you do? Password? I mean, just show us, like, practicalize it. We want to see you. We want to see how you do it. We want to learn. Thank you, sir.
When she's angry, I have a way of talking that calms her down. I just call her Omo Comfort. And Comfort is her mother's name. And
wow.
What I say, you are calling my mother by name. I say, yes, I'm your mother's husband. So, and then she just, so once you hear Omo Comfort, she will melody.
Wow, that one is deep. It's deep than deepest.
Comfort.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
You know, makes sense.
Okay, let me turn to Mama now. So when Daddy gets angry and you want to bring him back, so how do you do it, Ma?
I used to use my hand to rub his head and say, "Hello, really."
That's good.
Wow.
Imagine Olowo Rimi Ale nobody. That's a good one. I love that voice. Like for me, I love rubbing his head too. I think that's where my
Robin, that's where I did Robin Hood.
Yeah, so I love rubbing his head too, and bless God for that. So thank you, Mama. Thank you, sir. And can you just show us I mean, before you get ready, I think you're almost ready.
Yes, I'm almost.
So, show us, as in, I want Mama to show us, or you just call him the names that sweeten him. Like those names you just call and he can't just bear it. Like you just have to smile. I know that one of it is Olowo Rimi Ale Nobody. So what other names do you call him that makes him smile?
His first name, Demola.
Okay.
Demola.
His name, Demola. Then he will smile. Okay, that's a good one.
Whenever she calls Demola, two things come to my mind. What have I done that I'm about to answer for? Or I've done something she really loves and I'm being praised for it. So when I hear that, it is contextual. The context is what I say. That's just once I hear that name, it's either for praise or for the other one.
That's a good one.
And it's more of praise than the other one, right?
Thank you, Ma.
We'll start this way, and that's always the first question for every couple that is on the program.
Yeah.
In one word. The key word in that word is in one word.
Yeah.
How is marriage to you? I will first ask to mother me. Viewers at home, I call her mother me. So permit me so that you will get used to that when I say father me, mother me. In those days in the Kegite club, that's my Kegite father. So to say, carability father. So I'm used to that language, and that's what I call mother me, father me. So get used to that all through the interview today. I'll be switching between the Ojos and mother me and father me. So mother me, in one word, how is marriage to you?
In one word.
You know, the problem now is one word.
I think it's a relationship between two faithful people.
Oh, deep.
Oh, deep. But mother me, you didn't get that too.
Yes.
One word.
Okay. So that means we're waiting for your
So ask father me now.
So Father S, in one word, how is marriage to you?
Sweet.
Wow. That's great. Wow.
A relationship between two people that is very sweet. So that is, everybody has his own definition of marriage. Yeah. And for the Ojos, is a relationship between two people that is very sweet. Wow. I think
that's Onyiladu also.
The word is Onyiladu also. Now I think we kick it off. Can you?
Yeah.
You have the. Okay. Further me, the first thing I want to talk about today, we'll go a bit personal, and I believe you will understand, because one of the reasons why you are here today is for somebody to learn from your personal experience. I want people to really learn. This program is much more important to me than some people can think about, because it has some few things that some set of people that are going through one or two conditions right now need to learn from. And that's why I would say it might be a bit personal, let me put it that way, and you permit me to go personal and ask one or two questions. Now, to start with, my first question is, if I'm right, you've been married for about 23 years now, going to 23 years. Yeah. What has been the greatest challenge in this marriage? Be specific. What has been the greatest challenge in this marriage, and how have you been able to overcome it? Yeah. Who will start first, father me or mother me?
Who do you want to start? Okay, she said I should start.
Okay. In his step, right? I love that.
I think greatest, I appreciate your question, because you are part of it from the beginning. So you said that we have been married for about 23 years, and our first child is 13. So you can from that answer, I think I've answered the question. The challenge in waiting period. You know, this is Africa where it is expected that within a year they ought to get the cry of babies, and so waiting for over 9 years.
Okay.
It's not.
Waiting for over 9 years wasn't what people can call a palatable experience. I told our viewers today, you are going to hear winning, winning. Let me put it that way, that you will hear winning, winning. That, see, we have a couple in the house that waited for more than 9 years, almost a decade. And that's what I use as one of the things. So that's part A of the question. How were you able to overcome that? We are still coming deeper into that question. You just give us an insight now that, okay, during that period, this is what we did. You will explain in detail, but in brief, how were you able to overcome that?
Honestly, it wasn't easy. Honestly, let me give a background. I was born and raised a Muslim. But by the time I married my wife, I became a Christian. And I think that was very, very important. Our faith in the Lord. You know, when I hear people say we go through this and they were able to get children, they have 5 4. We were school teachers. We couldn't even afford going to hospital for treatment as we should. We tried, not that we don't go at all, but you know, it was a matter of a lot of prayers, a lot of faith, a lot of trust in God, sometimes crying at night, sometimes smiling over it, and just hopeful, just being hopeful.
And another thing is that the two of us, we believe that we are in it together. We do not put the blame on either the wife or the man. And that will really help us a lot. We believe that the two of us are in it together.
We believe that the two of us are in it together. Now, my question is, even with the faith, with the belief that you are in it together, don't you at times feel, what can I do? As in, a feeling of frustration at a point, something like, I want to throw in the towel. Let me give it a try. Some people will say, well, you might not really say it with, some people will say, I was thinking that maybe I would do like Sarah did and then give Keturah out to Abraham. Maybe I will encourage him to try something else. Boya Arami ni. Maybe it is him, maybe it is me. Did you get to that point when you contemplate on trying another thing aside the marriage?
Seriously, I did not. I have that strong belief and I have faith in God that surely He will do it. Like Sarah and Anna and other people in the Bible. I know that they went through a lot, but at the end, the Lord blessed them with their own child or children. So I believe in that too. But I was telling God that, please, I don't want my own to be as long as their own, that you should please. And some, though family came and, you know, my mother's siblings, they said that, go go out now. Go and try.
Okay.
Okay. We're back. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know my.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can get it now. Go ahead, ma'am.
So like my mother's siblings, the only man among them, he came and said, "You people, your faith, we have some other people. The Christianity does not mean you should not try other way around. Why can't you do this?" And no, that I believe that God will do it and will answer us. And they said, the Christianity, the way you people take this Christianity, and you know, they blame my husband a lot and said that even those ones that use their legs to enter Christianity, they do more than use eggs
that were born into
you know now that were born into Christianity. Why are you people suffering? Why are you doing this? Even God why do? You know, those kind of things. But we said we trust in God and we believe in Him that we do it. A lot of advices.
You know, I came back, I started by saying I was born a Muslim.
Okay.
Yes.
And having one wife is not against the Islamic tenet. So part of it was, well, we know you love your wife, but why don't you get another woman? And you know,
I was expecting that.
There is, your wife need not know. You've talked to the girl, you've talked to the woman. They know that they will be here. You and your wife be where you are. You will take care of the child this side. But one thing that kept me strong was an admonition my mother gave to my brother and myself. Now, my mother had 6 children. We are from a polygamous background. Out of the 6 children, we had 2 boys. And my mom will call the 2 of us. The other boy is dead now, so I'm the only boy remaining. My mom will call the 2 of us when we were young. And she was always telling us, never in her life she will marry 2 wives. Because she wasn't ready for her daughter-in-law to go through what she was going through in a polygamous home. So one of the blessings I had was the support of my mother. She will always tell anybody who cared to listen. And because I am the only man among girls, 4 girls rather, you know, she would tell my sisters, you are also a woman. Do you think that girl, referring to my wife, is happy with her condition? Have you ever put yourself in her position as a woman? And she will always tell me, you promise me you will never marry 2 wives. Stay with you. So she was actually a pillar for me in those years.
Yes.
Okay.
Voice is this?
Okay, the voice.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm not hearing now.
No, it's not okay again. Yes.
Okay. Hello? Can you hear us? Okay. I thought you were still talking and I wasn't hearing you. All right. Before we move to our next question, we have a question here. They said, I know women mostly by Becoming Wealthy TV.
Yeah,
Becoming Wealthy TV sent this. I know women mostly consign more than men. Sir, how were you able to encourage or motivate her to keep hope alive?
And I think that is very true. There was a major problem early. This is marriage, so let me just speak plainly. When we visit gynecologists, one of the major problems I have is they giving me a date when my wife and myself have to meet.
I can't hear very well. Christopher.
I struggle with that a lot. Can you hear me?
Okay. They are saying they can't hear you clearly. Maybe you increase the volume of the gadget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I said during those years,
okay,
the challenge mainly is when we go visit gynecologists.
Okay.
And they on it and tell us you need to meet, the ovulating period, you need to meet at those days.
Okay.
I am sorry about things like that. And when we have the next visit and they ask us, did you meet when I asked you to meet? I just look at it, this is personal between a man and a woman. Will I tell another man when I'm meeting with my wife? On those days, I don't have the urge. And that question just brought back that memory of my wife crying, telling me, have I offended you that you don't want me to have a child? And I tell her, it's just not my fault. I'm just imagining somebody elsewhere telling himself that these people are making love. So for me, it was, I think that was the main friction. That was the main cause of the friction. We understand that, well, we are in together, but when you can't even do what you expect to do. So most of the time when she gets, and I do have money to even take her to Italy or do all those things you watch on African Magic. I do have the money for that. A primary school teacher, but one thing is sure, she knows from school I come home. She knows if I have nowhere to go, we are home together. So whenever I notice her countenance changing, I used to tell her, I will say it in Yoruba, mi ò tiẹ̀ mẹ̀yìn tí wọ́n bí sínú ẹ̀sìn ìgbàgbọ́ yìí. Àwa àṣàwọ̀ gan, àgbàdo èso ìgbẹ́jẹ́ yìí tí wọ́n bí sínú ẹ̀ lọ. And telling her that will just make her feel like, okay, I won't let you get Kotara go along. So she will
shut up. Wow.
That is very deep, and I can relate with that a lot. I can relate with that a lot. Oni, you want to say something before I move on?
Yes, I just want to appreciate Daddy for that support, because sometimes going through that condition, when we first got married, I want to say this, maybe like I think 3 months after. I took in maybe 3 months after our marriage, and my mom was, the first month she called me, said, báwo ni Funmi? And I was like, what is it? Mothers. And I was thinking, what is it?
Just 1 month.
She was like, okay. The second month, Funmi, wow, ma bombado. I was wondering, what happened? So on getting to Ibadan, she said, I said, even if I'm pregnant, how will you see it? Is it 2 months that you would say that I'm pregnant, or 1 month pregnant? And the third month, she said, you are talking, wow. And when we got there, one thing I appreciate our mother, Mama Kilode, why are you bothering about that? You don't need to bother yourself. This is my wife. If God give us children, that is what he wants. He has given me wife. The children is left to him. If you want to give us children, let him give us. And if he's not ready to give us children, we adjourn our marriage. So don't bother about that. Say, sometimes we need men to encourage us. I just where I'm saying. We need them, because if you're not accepted by your man, if you can read it from him that this man is not appreciating me, or he's not supporting me, or he's not comfortable with the situation, definitely you won't understand yourself, because even you personally not going to be happy in that marriage. In that situation, I want to appreciate you, sir, for being a backbone, for standing by her, and for encouraging her. God bless you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Wow. All right. The same question goes to you, Mommy, because Mother, we have to hear from both persons. Has it ever got into a situation when Father may feel like, and how were you able to bring him into the believing that it is well and it is true, it will continue to be well?
Yeah.
Throughout that period, I never noticed such things. Seriously. The The condition seriously weighed me down.
Wow.
It's never shown me. Seriously, I never noticed it. Maybe it happens when it goes out or when it's home alone. But with me, when we are together, I never noticed it. And when I feel weak and I try to think of it, women now, with the way we are, they always tell me, I didn't marry you because of children. I married you because I love you. If they come, they are just an additional to our marriage. Not that I'm married purposely because of children. Please forget about it. You know that the Lord will do it. Just forget and remove your heart. But it's not easy to remove your mind from it. It's not easy. Sometimes you see some people that got married after you. A year, they have their baby. 2 years. The way you will feel, you just.
And in South Africa, when your siblings, younger siblings, their children, your nieces and nephews call you brother, and their mother beats the head.
I think that was my
That is Daddy Agba.
Well, why would you call me brother when I do have children to call me daddy? For now, I'm good.
Viewers out there, like I said, share this program right now. If you're watching, call your friends, share this program, let them come and learn one or two things. One thing that gladdens my heart right now is what my mother said, that maybe he would think about it when he's outside.
Yeah.
But all through that period, he never showed it even to me. I was the one that is down. All those times we will come. And like I said before the program, we appreciate you for one thing. We will come. We will demand for food. We want to eat. Not just eating quietly the way we are. The way we will still make noise with the food, jump up and down on the whole house. And Mother will just be quiet and we'll do it. See, for those who are watching us right now, I want to say this word before I ask the next question. Delay is never denial. Wait for it. Even if it tarries, it will come. We're talking about almost a decade.
Yeah.
But today, they are smiling as if it was yes. When the Lord returned the captivity of Zion, we will be like those that are dreaming.
Yeah.
So it is easy for us. Say my mother. I know she has to be emotional about that because we really dabaru the house then, and I know she will relate with that because when she's very patient because when we come, we won't even mind the condition. We'll still be jumping up and down. It is well. Mother, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and that's why I said share it to everybody that is on the program today. I know you are emotional about it, but it's what the Yoruba call ekunwayo, and I really appreciate you. Before I will ask the next question, Oni, you go to the next question, and that is, this question will be in A, B, C, D, and E, and we will take it one after the other. The overall question says, you had the first baby
after a decade.
Almost a decade after the marriage.
Yeah. So
now,
what was the experience like for both of you? I think when he came in giddy, and then I didn't see it. So how was it within those periods up to the point of the baby coming?
Let me first start with that. Let me also permit me to give a background. We belong to a church called that people popularly call Mormon, Church of Jesus Christ of Life. And every own special place. Some people go to the mountains to pray. We have a place we call the temple. I could remember vividly that we went to the temple. The temple is at Abba. We traveled all the way from Ijebu to the temple. That was 2015 December. I was studying the scripture, and I was reading the Old Testament. And it was the story, that story that is very common, the mother of Samuel.
Wow. I know.
Yes. And a particular prayer that gave me a man child. And something struck me that my prayer to God has been, give me a child. I've never been specific.
Wow.
So as I sat in the temple that day, I sat down, closed my eyes. I felt like I was conversing. I didn't think I was praying because it was like somebody sat across from me and was conversing with me. And I said, you know what? I'm giving you 1 year to answer my prayer. I want to come back next December and come with a man child. That's how I put it.
Oh.
And I said, now, let me tell you how I want that man child to be. I want that to resemble me so much that nobody will ask, who is your dad?
That's an answered prayer.
And why did I say that? I have a reason for putting that condition. My fear is, if I have a child now, my family members might say my wife has got to take it somewhere. Now that I do DNA challenge, I mean, there is no need for DNA challenge. I can ask the boy to come now.
It's permitted. It's lovely. It's permitted. You can say hello to the viewers.
That's part of the testimony. And
that's part of the testimony. Akin Oma Akin Furai. Wow.
To God be the glory. Hello, Akin. Hello. Thank you.
No DNA test required.
Thank you, dear. God bless you. Wow. That's great.
I requested for it. That was December. This boy was born in September.
Wow.
Exactly 9 months. For around Christmas, this boy was born September 29. Now, to the real question, when she made the menses, we didn't believe. We didn't jump up because we told ourselves, now fake. Frankly, and funny enough, as we are coming back from that temple trip, our uncle, the one that said, she said, no, he said when preaching was only when Nigerians take something they overtake. Because we have refused to do some things. And she said, as God will have it. I'm sorry.
Wow.
The man came to our house and gave us 1 week. She was coming to pick his daughter, my wife, away. To give to
a real man.
Which one is a real man?
And my wife told him, this man paid everything he was for. This is the real man. He said, I'll come on Saturday. That day was like a Tuesday or Wednesday. He said, I will come on Saturday. And turned to my wife and said, and if your notes are not ready by that Saturday, we will disown you. And my wife said, don't wait till Saturday to disown you. Do it now. I was quiet all through. What will I say?
That's grace.
You know the funny thing, the man didn't come on that Saturday. The man didn't come on when we were giving this child a name.
Wow.
So That was the next time he came to our house. And you know, one of the names we gave to this child was Jesutofumi.
Jesutofumi.
And that name was a message to that man. And you know, he got the message. After the naming ceremony, he came to me and said, Aki, you are a man. I know that name was for me. Jesutoloto. So we didn't know, we didn't believe on the 3 months. It was after 3 months when the first month, nothing. Second month, we said, let's go and do a test. And then you can, after that test, we were still apprehensive. Would that be a miscarriage? You know, 1 million thoughts. Honestly, until she delivered, I was apprehensive, I was afraid, I was prayerful. I think I fasted those 9 months or those 6 months after we confirmed it, more than I fasted when we were waiting for a child. So I think that thing. At that time, she couldn't fast. I didn't even want her to fast, you know. But the demon to garage
Yeah. Wow. That's
now we have 3.
Yes.
Wonderful ones. Fantastic one.
And it could have been more than that, maybe because you.
Yeah, my father wanted to say stop, even not up to 3. He wanted to stop before 3. I know, but my mother told me, I'm going to be my she said, our secret. I shouldn't have told you today. Our secret.
Wow, that's a great one. That's a great one.
Sorry, mother, that I blotted it out, but that was what he said. You're attacking Ubagba.
Now, we have a boy and we have a girl, so we get our mom stop.
But I know my mother said, wow,
that's a good one.
And I didn't tell you because if I tell him, he will be more careful. Now we can talk about it today. All right. Mother me. Now, I asked my father the experience. And I want to ask you too. When it comes to the point where you marry, Monwa, Kowa, and all through those periods, can you please just explain to us how those period was? Is it apprehensive for you, or you are a lot more comfortable than Father me was all through that time?
You know, after 3 months, when we came back from the temple, that I later discovered that it has been 3 months now that I did not menstruate. I said, what's happened? Oh, I've reached menopause age. And so later, I went to the hospital. I had a particular hospital that I used. Then in Jebo, the Akobi, he has been the one treating me for those periods. And he advised that if I have common headache, I should not take paracetamol by myself, that I should come to the hospital. So then, you know, these symptoms of pregnancy, I had none. No vomiting, no early morning sleep, no, nothing. I was okay. But that headache was frequent, like moonbeat. So I had to go to the hospital. Unfortunately, I met him and I tried to explain to him. I said, lie down, let me see what's happening. So he checked my eyes and do the test. And he said, Miss Ojo, congratulations, you are pregnant. I said, doctor, no, it's a fibroid. When I should come for the operation, and I will be glad to do it. It's not pregnant, I cannot be pregnant. For what now? And you know, because this is an adult program. When we came back from that temple, I met only once in that January with my husband, and that was when the twins entered.
Wow.
I remember vividly. It was only once that January, and that thing entered, which means the Lord has affected his work. So when I went to the hospital and the doctor said he's pregnant, I said, well, how can he be pregnant? I said, it's not possible. So we did scan, and he said, you are pregnant in 3 months, and with the way I'm looking at it, it's a male child. I didn't believe, seriously. I didn't believe. So when I left the room, I met with my husband outside, and I said, the doctor said it's pregnant, but me, I don't know. So I said, okay, you have to take it easy. Well, I need to go to school, and
he was working at
Epe, from Ijebode to Epe. I go to Ijebode to Epe every day, Monday to Friday. So I go to my work of place and my place of work. And all the things were not there. I'm not doing anything. 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
It was just God's good to perfect us. I'm just imagining, sorry for cutting it. I'm just imagining if we had followed my uncle-in-law, that day, we would have given God's glory to another person. Yes. And he would have been telling us without me.
As we go ahead, we'll be taking some view questions from the viewers at home. There are many that have gone, but we'll try to keep up because it's a special program. We really want you to express yourself. One of the questions is from Apri TV. We have 2 TV stations right over here, Becoming Wealthy and Apri TV. Apri TV said, aside from religious aspects, which medical step did you take, or you only waited on the Lord? Before they will answer, I will say this. Apri TV, they talk about it, about going to the doctor, even though they were unable to go the frequency and at the level they wanted, because they were primary school teachers then, and
so much money.
Not so much money to be able to spend a lot on the gynecologist. They did went.
But let me also say that we also took a go. I versed to a go. The only thing I refused to do, which was the cause of friction between me and my in-laws, was bring this, kill this, do this. And I would tell them, Christ took his blood, and shed his blood for me, and we shed no blood. But we took a go a lot. I think we took more because it's cheaper than orthodox medicine. But we not that we just depended solely on prayer. No, we were taking as much as our money to afford. We were going to hospital, different hospitals, different doctors all over the Southwest, not only in one place. And we have church members who sometimes will give us money and say, take, and go and see this doctor. Somebody will say, this is my doctor. I've used him. I will take care of the cost. You just go. So we are not just only on the if we say that we will be lying.
All right. The next question is, somebody said a lot of couples are exploring IVF these days, and they attribute the miracle to God. Should couple be waiting on God also try IVF? I will speak once before they will speak. It's still God. Because it's not every IVF that comes out successfully. There are so many that tried and it didn't come out. Some had the baby and they lose it after 3 months. So whether you try IVF or you try any other thing and it still come out, it is still God. God aspects. I am a pastor and I will say this, and you are also talking to a clergyman here also, who is a priest. I will say this, you can't rule God aspects out of everything. Over to you, Sama, for the question. That's my own contribution before you talk.
I'm agree less. Now, let me also say that 20 years ago, IVF was not as common as it is now. And then you also have, given the background that we didn't even have the money, we could barely take the normal drugs and injections. We could hardly afford it. So I don't know, maybe if I'm a bit more comfortable, maybe like now, maybe I might try it, but as at that time, and then like you said, whether we agree or not, doctors will say we only care. It is God that.
Yes, thank you. I love that.
God. It is God that counts our efforts. I think what God doesn't want is for you to not make any effort and then expect it. After the effort it comes. I think all our efforts, we did the best we could within our limited income at that time.
Yeah.
I was going to be asking the question in ABC, but I think as we're flowing into most of the question naturally.
Yeah, before then. Yeah, someone asked about adoption.
Okay. Someone also
your wife,
okay.
IB asked that question. Agreed on adoption if your own child is not forthcoming early, right? Is it what did he even ask? Can we retrieve? Can we come back?
Okay. Let me try and see the question. 1 minute. I need to look into the question. So many of them, like I said, we miss some. Okay, it's okay to adopt a baby when your own baby is not forthcoming. Even as you both are certified okay by doctor. It's asking, is it okay to adopt a baby when your own baby is not forthcoming? When you know that the doctor said both of you are okay, there's nothing wrong with you, you only need to be patient. Do you agree to the fact that a baby should be adopted?
Just your own opinion.
Your own opinion about that, sir.
Yes, to me, it's okay if that person likes it. When we were waiting for those periods too, my husband said, since the baby are not coming, since they are not coming, you should go and adopt. And I said, no, that I want my own baby. But there is nothing wrong. If they like it, they can go ahead and do it. It's good. But it depends on the individual.
And I think it requires agreement. Me, I was ready, and the reason, not because I was desperate, I just wanted her to be happy. But she told me she wouldn't go for any adoption. So since she didn't agree, there is no need.
In time past, some couples have ventured into adoption. Only later, not to give 100% love to the child when their own baby come. And there have been a lot of mismanagement of some children due to the fact that they were adopted when their foster parents were giving up of having a baby, and suddenly the miracle appeared from nowhere. Their own baby come, and then there become a separation in between the adopted one and the real one. What is your own opinion about that? I believe one of the reasons why Mother Mi said she doesn't want is that she knew within herself that our own will come. Now, in this kind of situation, what would be your advice to the people out there? Should they think twice like you did before adopting? If they know that they cannot go all the way to look at the baby as their own?
You know, I have this belief that, well, the scripture says children are the heritage of the Lord.
Yeah.
And we normally understand that to mean the one I gave birth to are the heritage. But the Lord did not give that dichotomy. He just said children are heritage. So if you love any child 100%, not even adopted child, those who go to take small girls as house helps, if you can't love that child the way you would love yours, then why take that child in at all? Remember that you need to be able to afford to take that child, maybe as an adopted child or as a house help. It's God's grace. Do you ever, this is where I think, do you ever think, if I die today, something happens to me and to the mother, and somebody wants to take my child, will I love them to treat that child the way I'm treating, or I intend to? So I think we need to really think, well, if you know you can't love that child like yours, then better if you want, if you really know you can, God answers, whether God answers or not, I have no problem with it. That's my thinking. That's my thoughts.
It's better for them not to go for it. If they know they cannot treat that child like they are whole, It's better they just forget to stay until the Lord answers their prayer.
All right. I think the next question before I ask you was directed to us, which I will address and then ask the next question from the Ojos. Said, our religion has taken us away from Agbo. As a pastor, well, will you refer Agbo to anyone in your church? I will answer it like the Ojos has answered it already, that they took it. I have no anything against anybody taking Agbo. Agbo is like your tablet. Agbo is like your syrup.
Yeah.
Agbo is medicinal, taken away from plants. And I do take it when I was growing up, Agbo Bab, Agbo Jedi, whatever you want to take it. Now, what I will not concur to as a servant of God is for you to start talking about incision. And this one you are going to take, you kill one chicken, and then you make the blood to make a mark on your head, and then you will sit on top of pounded yam mortar, whatever they call it,
just mortar.
Your mother, you sit at pestle, you put pestle on your shoulder and then sit on oriodo, and then begin to make incantation as you eat it. Then it has gone beyond the level of Agbo. It has turned to something we call ritual. As long as it is a medicine that you have to use, take, like you put dongoyaro, you put this one, you put pineapple and everything. Even now, during the COVID period, they are referring us back to Agbo. Boil pineapple with lime, with tea, whatever they call it. And all those things were what we used to use before. And they say they increase your immunity. So I have said, Mr. Adeleke Olubola, I am not averse to taking Agbo. But any Agbo that goes beyond the level of use spoon or use cup to drink it, it's not for me. Over to you, sir. You can buttress my point, Sama.
It's okay.
I can't. That was the bane of the problem between me and my uncle-in-law, because my mom and my mother-in-law will bring their dough. We take them. But it is when they now say, bring money for, and we will always don't go and slaughter anything on our idea because it won't work. Our gods are all great, don't let it work. Because we don't believe in it. So they know it was one of the things that frustrated my uncle-in-law. They knew our stance. I think one of the things I want to advise here is, right from your day one, let people know where you stand. Let them know you for something. So they knew us for, it wasn't a matter of religion or anything, it was a personal principle. It was personal principle that I'm not saying those who are doing it is wrong, but I cannot and will not. But bring that go, even up to tomorrow. The only thing I will tell you now is, can't you do a Okoro?
Wow. If you are watching us at home, this is the Akigbades Ojo. Ojo, Mr. and Mrs. Ojo. And all the way from Nigeria. And today we're talking on during the waiting period. During the waiting period. The peculiar thing why we bring them to the show today is that they were married and waited for almost a decade. So if you are in their shoe, you probably watching this program today, and you are still believing God for the fruit of the womb. I'm using this opportunity to tell you that delay doesn't mean denial. One of the experiences you need to learn is that you've been asking God for a child, like Mr. Akimbadi said. Did you give the specification of the child that you want? A male child? A female child? For me, when I was asking for a child, I asked for female. And when people talk about today that, Reverend Sheyi, you are not even worried that all the children are female. I said, listen, when I was asking, I asked for that. And I said, all of us were growing up and there was no female within us. I want to be the one to have it. In fact, I wanted to gladden my mother's heart because one of her long wish in life is to have a female child. So when we were having it, I was praising God and I tell God, if it is more, give. I am ready for it. So you need to set what you wanted in life. Let's, like my father said, be known for something. Be known for something. Let people know you for what you believe in. I'll move to the next question quickly. And the next question says, we knew you then. I'm talking on personal experience to you, mother. And all of us will still come around and be fed by mother me. That's what I call her. And you will still be cheerful.
Yeah.
My question is, considering what you were going through, how did you manage that, even to put up a brave face for us when we will come home? Because I might not have the opportunity. Thank God I have the opportunity today. Because I do tell myself, yes, because I'm a little bit impatient. Don't forget about my father. I said, okay, he will manage us somehow. But for you, how were you able to manage those periods when like 4, 5, sometimes 6 of us, we still pack into the house and in the middle of the night without announcements, and you will still cook and we still, how were you able to cope, even despite the fact that you were going through a lot then?
I can say that it's through the grace of God. And you know what? Is when you people are around, that I'm always happy. I don't think of it at all when you people are around. You make me happy. You take all that my sorrow away. It's only when I'm alone that I go back to my old moody sex, yes. But when people are around, I don't think of it. And I love people being around me because I know that is the only period that I'm happy.
You know, the mere fact that we belong to the Marriageisbeautiful Club with our carefree attitude, you know, it's funny that people don't believe that you can belong to that club and not drink alcoholic drink. I know you don't take it. You know I don't take it.
Yes.
But the attitude of the club, the camaraderie among us, you know, that free way of doing things, I think it's one of the things that made her, because she knows that there will be no double moment. There will be no double moment once you guys are around. So I think that's also added to
it. No dull moment.
And others who helped to keep our spirits up. You people really.
And they don't know.
And that's one of the things my counsel here is, we need to look for friends who can help us, not friends who will actually be part of the problem. You guys were a great solution for us. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you so much. Viewers at home, you are following. We will still be expecting your question, please.
Yeah.
And if we have missed any, because there are so many now in the comment section, please, we can scroll up and down again. If you have missed any and you are still listening to us, please rephrase your question, send it back again. I want to say this. Let's pause and then relax a little bit with some of those past experience. I remember the day when we went to Toromo, as in we went there to do the normal thing. And then they were asking for Owo plane, láti mú ìyàwó wá. And I'm one of the person that started one trouble there that day. And I told the people, please, you guys are asking for owó tó máa gbé ìyàwó wọlé. Àwa náà máa gbowó plane tó máa gbọ́kọ wá o. And it was funny, but at the end of the day, people turned it around and they made the contribution jokingly, and everybody was okay. Just play the one to play the video. And I remember that day we had to carry my father leg one by one. No, I will pick the leg. Those this is father. So those periods are one of the reasons why you have to have friends around you that really believe in you, that will be supportive. In the olden days, we used to love people and use things. Unlike the present generation, when the table has turned, we are now loving things and using people. During our own time, we love each other as people, and all those side-attracted things, money, we use them. But now people are loving what they're supposed to use, and they are using what they're supposed to love. The next question from Mr. Adeleke Olubola is, sir, during the waiting period, yes, I will give them. You will answer these two questions, sir, together. During the waiting period, one of the couple died. What will the other person do? There is no issue between them. Go ahead, sir. The question and then Mr. Adebola's question.
What if one of the couple die?
Yeah.
And there's no issue. What will the other couple do? Like the other?
I will marry. I just need to be frank, and I think she too will remarry. It is not as if I didn't love her or she didn't love me, but it is better to marry than to burn.
Okay.
It is better to marry. And if I were to say in my own case, I will marry. That's just it. I will marry. And you specify there is no kid between them. It is the marriage was said to be till death do us part. It didn't say you have to go to the grave and remain married to somebody who has gone to the world beyond. So as a pastor, my advice for that person, in order to curb excesses of fornication or adultery or whatever you want to call it, okay, it's not adultery at that time, it's fornication because the wife is not there. In order not for the man or the woman to be fornicating about, once one of them is gone, and there is even no issue between them, there is nothing to look up to, let the other one get married. I'll put it in Yoruba as the Bible says, only need to react in order to prevent you going astray. Please, if one of the couple is gone and there is not even a baby between them, let the other one remarry. The Bible says if anyone can hold his body, yeah, fine. If you can't hold your body, that's what the Bible says, get married. Yes. Adekunle Oyewole says, oh, Saji. Today is really fantastic. I know my father is laughing because that's another father figure in the Kega. Adekunle Oyewole say the other party needs to marry in order not to commit adultery. Thank you very much. You are about to ask a question. No. Okay. I will move to the very next question. We're gradually getting to an end. We said 1 hour and we're almost an hour. We're gradually getting to an end. Yeah. Now, the question says, what is your advice for the expectant or the waiting father-to-be and mother-to-be in marriage? What will you advise them?
I think, first of all, we have a wrong notion of marriage. We think marriage is about having children. Marriage, to me, first is obedience to God's commandment that we should marry. 2, it is about companionship. It is God that determines who He blesses with what. When my wife said during that time I was not as concerned, it would be a lie. I may not show the concern. one of the things on my mind is there is no way it says that everybody who marries must. No, I'm not saying we shouldn't expect a child.
Okay.
But I'm saying that we are so obsessive that the tension will even send the child away. Like I shared, whenever the doctor said this is the ovulating period, meet, I will feel no urge. And I think just as a result of tension. So my first counsel is, let's take it easy. Let things flow naturally. Let things happen naturally. Let us just know that what if the child comes and, I'm not saying this to make somebody feel bad. You know, there are some children you start asking God, why did you give me this kind of a child? Today, tomorrow, we need to put our faith and trust in Him. If you believe in something, if there is any God you serve, whether capital G God or not G God, follow the tenets of that your faith. Trust God. Don't put, I like to call it conditional clause of faith. God is good when He blesses my marriage with a child. Then you are not really worshiping. God is good whether He blesses or not. At His own time, He has a decision. If He makes a decision that, well, I don't think I want to give you. One of the things I hated most in our waiting period was anybody quoting Abraham for me. Or Sarah. You know, I've learned not to visit a couple and say, kilo shele. Because one of the things I appreciate about you, my friend, is those questions don't come. Because it makes the couple feel like they are doing nothing. They can't tell you what they are doing. They can't tell you what they are going through. They can't tell you. So why will you go to them and say, kilo shele na kilo shele na it is, you can't know what you are doing. To you, you are happy, but for me, you are creating more problem for me. If you can't just be natural with me, be free with me, then let me be. So my counsel would be, don't let your faith be conditional. Trust God, worship Him. Like I said, we didn't have money. You guys know. I'm grateful that Kule just responded. We knew how we were. We knew how we were, that even the money to take the treatment was not there. So maybe our poverty level made us to have no choice but to trust God. Maybe I should be grateful to God that time that we didn't have the money. Maybe if we have.
Because if it is now, you will have tried so many things.
Oh, and maybe we'll have given His glory to another person or to another thing. So when we put too much, it puts pressure on us. Then another thing is, don't allow family to put pressure on you. You know, you got to the stage that both families decide to, if you want left. Wow. That's the way they want to leave them. But now, all those who left us, according to us, is now ideal and we are grateful. So my counsel are just those two. Don't let your faith be conditional because you put pressure on you and on your wife, and every little thing will lead to quarrel. And then don't let family. For me, I don't have pressure from friends. I can't cancel it by friends. But don't let family put pressure on you.
So the same question to Mother.
Over to you, Mother.
The same question, ma.
Same. Like we talk here.
What I just want to say is that I want to plead to all our men. You know, sometimes they believe that when the child is not coming, the problem is from the woman. And sometimes it is not so. I just want to plead that they should please bear with us. It's not that we don't like having children. We women, we love children more than men, seriously. But when the problem starts like this, the two of them should be able to go together. If the woman is going to the hospital, they should go to the hospital and do the checkup or whatever. and take the treatment together. And if it is a goal that they want to use, both of them should use it together. The man should not say, I should do any problem, start taking it. Sometimes it may be the man, seriously.
Yeah.
Sometimes it may be the man. Because sometimes, like my
even the gynecologist will not teach only one of you. That's what they will have learned. So
the two of them should believe and should know that they are in it together. And that time, my husband stood by me. The man should be able to be there for that woman. When I'm done, he's always there to lift me up. Thank you, my love.
Thumbs up for you, Father A. Father A.
One of the things today, while this marriage of a thing sticks the way it is with me also, has to be things I pick up with the couples that are sitting down here now. And one of the things is the kind of love they show then. And I used to tell myself, I go love for. I go really love, because then I was more of the type that, don't let me say much, I was more of
so much
I have so many converts then.
Yeah, so many
I used to be that type. That's one thing with me. I used to have so many converts then. But the way you guys showed marriage to us then, even though we don't live together, but all the time we come around, the way it goes, make me to, feel immediately I should get married.
Wow.
And I used to say, if some people can enjoy marriage this way, definitely I will enjoy mine. So part of the success story of marriage today, you guys are there, and we really want to appreciate it, because you were doing it just by yourself. You don't know what kind of seed that you were sowing then. You were just doing it, you were doing your own thing, let me put it that way. But along the line, we were picking a lot of positive vibes from that marriage. Wow. I know the question are still coming. I know people still want us to talk. But we said 1 hour, and 1 hour it will be. We will try as much as possible in one of these days, if time will permit us, to bring the Ojo back. But for today, we have to put a stop to this way. Where's our basket, Tony? Go get the basket for the questions. Yeah. And then the next aspect will be the couples game, where you have to pick some questions and then you will answer. Father, are you ready? Exercise you. Those heavyweight questions. So the blue question belongs to him,
Father,
and then the yellow question belongs to her. You have question 1 to 7 in both of them, and you are permitted to pick 3 each. Pick any 3 number.
I think number 1.
You know, man. Talking it okay.
I think 1 to
pick 3 questions.
You can't be around him with this. Okay, let me say this. There was a time he came, like when we first got married, he came around, and we gave him Coke. Is it Coke or Fanta? After finishing the whole bottle, he said, you go in, Joe. I'm
going to cook it.
It's one of those things. So I pick your questions, I pick your numbers. So let's.
I will take 137.
7.
137.
Okay, 1, 3.
This is
3.
Okay. No.
That's
blue.
For Mama.
That's for Mama.
This is 3.
This is 3.
This is 7.
This is 7.
This
okay.
is 1.
This is 1.
Okay, Mama, your question, ma.
2.
Okay.
2, 4, 6.
2, 4, 6. 2. 6. 4. All right. We're here.
Wow.
All right.
Ladies first. Let Mama go first.
Okay. First question, which is question number 2, says, who is the conversation starter?
Who is the one that will always start the conversation?
I always want to talk.
You know, I was a parrot.
No need to talk again. And for those of you who doesn't understand, the parrot in the Kegates club has to be the PRO of the club, who is in charge of is the information manager, the minister for information. So definitely, I know it will be Father A.
Father A. Okay, sir. So Ma, the second question, which is question number 4, says, who is likely to start an argument? Who is likely to start?
Who is more argumentative? All right, and the third.
And the third question.
Number 6.
Mama, a round of applause for you for that. It's good sometimes to start an argument. Because it's not good for. It's not a good thing that helps you just be local. You know, sometimes you need to bring it up and then
spice it up.
Exactly. So it's always good to have an argument sometimes. Heady argument though. Yeah. So here, who is likely to forgive first?
No. It's me. It's me.
My mother doesn't seem to agree. We have to.
Who is likely to forgive first?
No, not time.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's
and the first question here is question number 1. I think somebody asked who is likely to forgive first. This one says, who is likely to keep secret? Like, as in, who is more secretive? That would definitely, that's something, okay, that the one that won't talk. When you say don't talk,
I don't see that. But that secret thing, no. We prefer to iron it out and iron it out.
We usually ask this question and we explain to the people we are asking them. It's not about being secretive
to your husband
or to your wife. Yeah. For an example now, even if we decide to give a kind of a surprise, between two of you, who can keep it or who will bottle it up before the D-Day? If there is a surprise, wife is giving her husband the surprise, who can keep it or who will bottle it?
Father, we always talk now. That is his own gift.
I know my father won't be able to keep it anyway. Wow. The next question. Question number. Question number 3. We have a terminology here.
Yeah.
And we call it flight to Jerusalem.
Flight to Jerusalem.
You understand the flight to Jerusalem. This is a marriage program and it has to do with what men and women do in the other room. Okay. I think it's clear now. So, in between the two of you,
who loves
to fly most?
Okay.
For the first time. Oh my God. Mother A, you owe me something. Because we have always been winning in this aspect.
I love it. Wow. That's
Mother A, you owe me a gift. And we are going to give it to you. We'll talk after the say you are here. See now, wait. Don't say you guys. You see.
You've always been saying, just wait, let's settle this one first. You always been saying that it's men that love. Now we can see women that love taking flight first.
Thou shalt copy.
Thou shalt not copy anybody. Thou shalt live your life.
And do exactly same.
Thou shalt live your life.
Wow. And the very last question.
Yeah.
I think I know the answer, but I will let them say.
Okay.
Who will be the one to say sorry first?
Say sorry first. Wow.
No,
I'm the one that really.
I like it in you.
So let's please, guys.
We must agree. This matter must be settled.
Both of you should discuss, have discussion on who
and you must agree.
Because
sometimes when I say sorry, you still be saying for what now?
Yeah,
what have I done?
I try to say one of my personal philosophies is don't do something that will make you say sorry. So I try to avoid the situation. Sorry, yeah. So she says it more than I do. But I do it occasionally.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a good one. Well done, Mama.
Viewers at home, I know you had a wonderful time today with the Ojos. Yeah. And I believe we pick one or two things. Yes, people are commenting, they love you, they really enjoy insightful session today. That's becoming Worldly TV. We're having wonderful feedback from people. Yeah. And we would like to say this, share this program as much as you can. It will be
Don't
on
forget
YouTube.
To give it thumbs up before you
your thumb up before you go. Love it, like it, give your thumb up, and it will be on the YouTube.
If you've not subscribed,
if you have not subscribed to Marriage is Beautiful and you are watching us, subscribe.
Kindly click on the subscribe button now.
So, what is more to say? We really want to appreciate you, Father Me, for giving time out of your busy schedule. I know it wasn't. And for the viewers at home, we have to shift this to this time. Next week, it will be back at the normal time of 5 p.m. Nigerian time and then 7 p.m. Qatar time. This is a special edition and we want everybody to be at home to be able to watch, and we really appreciate you.
And the viewers.
And the viewers, thank you very much. Wow. It's been so exciting, and please share grace. We are still having comment, and we have to leave now because of our time, because by the time we will get to paid TV to be able to do this, sometimes we need to keep to our time. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Father Me. Thank you, Mother Me. One last word as you go.
One last word.
One last word.
Keep your marriage burning.
Wow.
Don't let the fire
burning.
So that will be all for today.
Yeah.
And until next week, when we will see again, SeyiFunmi is saying, thank you. We love you. Bye. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.